Okay, that's pretty great damage. Hey guys, Ashen1 here, and welcome to this Elden Ring video on how to build builds. Today we are looking at Dexterity builds. If you like my content, please like, subscribe, and join and follow me on Discord, Twitch, and TikTok. Links in the description. Now, as you all know, there are countless builds out there all pre-made and ready for us to respec to, but with constant patches and things being nerfed and buffed, I wanted to learn how to create a base build template for any of the major stats. So, for the base template of any dexterity build, we are going to cover the following: stat goals, affinities, recommended weapons, ashes of war, talisman and wondrous physics stacking, the faith stat, showcasing the above in action, and finally the pros and cons of a dexterity build. Okay, so let's look at my base stat spread to begin with: 60 vigor, 20 strength, and 80 dexterity. The stat point allocation for the other stats all depends on the dex build you will be running. If bleed and frost are still your game, you may want to invest in arcane, for example. As for the rune level of this build, I am somewhere between rune level 120 and 190. Affinities. We want to focus on two affinities, Keen and Lightning. The Keen affinity is going to work really well with our high dexterity stat, but so will the Lightning affinity. Lightning Ashes of War scale with the dex stat, which means adding lightning to our arsenal can be super powerful and fun. But which is best? Well, it all depends on who and what you are fighting, of course, and as a rule of thumb, you will likely find that the Lightning affinity gives you more damage output before level 50 dexterity. Above 50 dexterity, you will likely find the Keen affinity providing you with more damage output. Right, let's look at some recommended weapons next. Of course, any you see that have high dexterity scaling are great. Daggers, katanas, curved swords, anything with a bit of flair and finesse should do. Here are some I recommend: Uchi Katana, Scorpion Stinger, Dragon King's Cragblade, Hand of Malenia, Guardian Sword Spear, Antspur Rapier, Bloodhound's Fang, Bolt of Grandsax, and Urumi. Now on to the Ashes of War. There are 6 I would like to mention, but one in particular first: Thunderbolt. This Ash of War has excellent range, strong tracking, and respectable damage. While its damage scales with our dexterity stat, which is great, this skill's main benefit is that it can be chain cast at lightning speed. Pun intended. This makes it one of the strongest Ashes of War in terms of damage per second. The other 5 definitely worth mentioning are Spinning Slash, Unsheathe, Beast's Roar, Square Off, and Lightning Ram. Now, let's have a look at some talisman and wondrous physic loadouts. A lot of dexterity-based weapons will benefit from increasing attack power from consecutive hits, and there are some talismans and tears which stack together to give this strategy a 44% attack boost. The Thorny Crack tear in your Flask of Wondrous Physic will boost consecutive attack damage by 20%. The Rotten Winged Insignia talisman will boost it by up to 13%, and Millicent's Prosthesis will boost it by up to 11%, whilst also providing an extra 5 points to dexterity. All 3 of the above stack and give us a 44% attack damage boost. Now of course we can't forget lightning, so the Lightning Scorpion Charm talisman, which gives us 12% lightning boost in PvE, and the Lightning Shrouded Crack tier in the Flask of Wondrous Physic gives 20% lightning boost also in PvE. These mixed with something like the Shard of Alexander are great for boosting Ashes of War like Thunderbolt and Lightning Ram. Now before we move on, remember we are very likely to also have effects like Bleed and Frost on some of the weapons we'll be choosing for our dex build. These are great as they will be adding an extra damage effect on top of everything we are doing already. Next, I would quickly like to mention the Faith stat, as I think 25 points in Faith may actually be present in all of my How to Build a Build guides. This is because there are 2 very important incantations which stack and help us do more damage and receive less damage. These are Golden Vow and Flame Grant Me Strength. Golden Vow will give us 15% damage boost and 10% damage negation, whilst Flame Grant Me Strength gives us 20% physical and fire damage boost, not that we're going to be using fire a lot. If 25 Faith is a bit too high for you, then you can simply just go to 15 points in Faith to get Flame Grant Me Strength, and use the slightly weaker Golden Vow Ash of War instead. Okay, now let's have some fun testing out our consecutive hits loadouts and our lightning loadouts against some bosses. For the consecutive hits attack boost strategy, I am playing around with Millicent's Prosthesis, the Rotten Winged Insignia Sword Talisman, a Utility Talisman, and then Bloodlord's Exaltation. I'm actually combining the latter with the white mask, just to add that extra bleed effect and attack boost when enemies are bleeding. I am testing a mixture of Power Stancing, Waterfowl Dance and other Ashes of War as my main attacks.
And here you go, to start Elden Ring, to become Elden Ring. What a sad state of affairs. I commend your spirit, but alas, she'll take Queen Malenia's hand alive in my bones.
For lightning then, I am playing around with the Thunderbolt Ash of War and the Ancient Lightning Spear on the Bolt of Gransax. My talismans are the Lightning Scorpion Charm, Shard of Alexander, Phlox Canvas, and anything else that boosts damage. And finally then, the pros and cons of a Dexterity build. The pros are quick attacks, high mobility, strong sustained damage, light equip load, and you do more lightning damage in the rain. The cons are low stagger and low burst damage. Alrighty, there you have it guys, my how to build a build Dexterity guide. Let me know what you are doing with your Dexterity builds in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!